Guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. Some roster mania updates, some roster changes, and even some South American updates. We've got an update on the DarkZero situation, which is very, very interesting as well. And of course, some topics we want to revisit regarding some of these teams that have not re-signed with their organizations quite yet and what they could be looking to do in the upcoming year 4. Of course, if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends esports related, like the video, subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this. First thing I want to make mention was coming from Glitch Energy, and this was coming from Renatricky. Now, Renatricky did team with Panic, and this was for the South American region. Now, it looks like that these guys are going to be splitting apart. Renatricky saying, I think Panic is one of the best mechanical players in the world, and if he was not from South America, everyone would be taking him or talking about him as well. Now, it's so unfortunate because South America has been one of those regions that has always been underappreciated, in my opinion, because, well, to be honest, they haven't really had the results that they've been looking for. They've always had struggles at champs. They've always had struggles playing against North American pros and even APAC South, and of course APAC North and EMEA as well. But the problem is that the results don't come through and the appreciation doesn't come through. But you have Start a Fight Esports starting it off in champs, and of course, finally, they show that the region has some power. And if these guys can continuously get better and better over time and compete against each other and bring each other's skill level up, then it would be nice to see some nice performances at these lands as well, instead of South America bottoming out every single time. So I would like to see some changes, and hopefully Panic and Renatricky find themselves on a good squad in this upcoming year 4. One of the sad things was the fact that Glitch Energy, I think, like had the most points or something in the LCQ, and they still got 3rd place. Like, that was what was crazy. Or no, they probably had the 2nd most points, and it's just unfortunate because the way the match point thing worked out, it just didn't go in their favor. So sadly, they were not able to go to the LAN, and they had a lot of promise on that roster as well, but not going to work out. But another roster that might not be working out, might be working out, we don't really know at this point, is DarkZero. Genburten did go live earlier today and did debunk a lot of things and basically talked about these leaks and these rumors and these discussions, and it was all in good fun. Honestly, there was no bad blood or anything, which I really appreciated as well. However, there was, in my opinion, it just kind of me looking into things and trying to develop a story, I felt like there was one part of this that was possibly being dodged, and maybe there's more to the story. But then obviously there's some things that I kind of knew might not be true. It's like kind of big time rumors, and of course that was debunked, and wasn't surprised by at all by that. But Jin basically comes out, and as a big troll because of the information that was put out yesterday about Jin having a crush on Sweet, he goes on with a story as well and basically confirms his love for Tweet. But in all seriousness, thank you to Jin for being a good sport. This was coming from my Twitter page earlier. I hear he debunks in this no change to DarkZero at all. Now, basically, we've heard for quite some time that DarkZero could be looking to make a change, at least to some degree, in this roster, but we didn't know exactly how this might go down. At one point, it was Zero wants to play with somebody from APAC South that we heard about. Jin wants to play with Sweet, maybe. Zainu might be the oddball out, and that's why these guys might go into 3 different rosters. Of course, things change, and of course, some things are just simply rumors at the end of the day coming from these sources. I mean, I can't really control, what these sources think. That's just what they're saying. So that's just the information that's going about. Well, after this happened, Jin basically confirms that, there's nothing going on with Sweet apparently, but there is some more information we want to talk about. So roll the clip of what Genburten had to say about these roster rumors going around.
The DZ, okay, look. The DZ splitting up thing, is it like all 3 of us are splitting up into different teams? Is it that rumor? Who's it by, Malik or something? Dude, he's just impression farming you guys. He's straight up impression farming you guys. I know, that's the rumor. You know what he put up today? I'm pretty sure he put up something new today. Hold up. He said this. Sources say DarkZero change is definitely happening. Rumor. Don't know what. Who, when, or where. But many names being tossed around, including that Jen has a crush on Sweet. Hey guys, chat. It's about time I own up, bro. It's about time I own up, alright? Alright, it's about time. It's been a long time, chat. It's been a long time. But I have a crush on Sweet, man. Oh. Like, who the fuck made that rumor up? Who? Bro, did you even hear How have you been for 4 months?
So obviously, you know, it was all in good fun, and I think the whole crush on Sweet thing was, you know, that should have been obviously a troll, but it was more of a depiction that Jin might want to play with Sweet at some, not in a sus way. He might want to play with Sweet at some point in his Apex career. Obviously, now that he's a, you know, free agent, it would have made more sense to do it now. And basically, I want to say this. Although that some of these things are rumors, and I'm just trying to keep you guys up to date with whatever rumors are going around, but there is one thing that we do know for sure, and I can confirm this, and that is the fact that these people say that they are having issues with each other. Now, what exactly does that mean? The way I interpreted from these sources specifically was the fact that, you know, these guys are butting heads, that maybe it's not as easy or as smooth as it used to be, and maybe their trouble is the fact that, you know, they want maybe a little bit more of a different team dynamic. And now obviously the only way I could see that is if the attitudes change, which is possible. Maybe there's a talk that goes on and maybe they say, okay, never mind, we'll run it back together. Or maybe there is a change that happens at the end of the day. Now, of course, we don't know for sure. And even from that video, it sounded more like, you know, that there wasn't necessarily debunking of no change at all, but maybe just with the whole Sweet thing being a joke and all. But I did hear from Mango Loco, someone who watched a little bit more of the stream, that they debunked any roster change happened to DarkZero at all. And Mandy even asked Jin directly, he says, as people were asking from Mandy's chat, and they were just simply laughing it up about the Jin crush on Sweet. So I'm not saying obviously it's going one way or the other. At the end of the day, I really emphasize that these are rumors. You never really know, but it seems like that most of this is becoming about Jin and Sweet, you know, and all that stuff, rather than any roster change at all. I would not be surprised, honestly, if Zainu is gone. I wouldn't be surprised if they even run it back at this point. Sometimes things change after the rumors and people feel a little bit different about each other, but it is confirmed. I can confirm that without a doubt, that there has been butting of heads with this roster and the team dynamic. However, I don't know if anything's going to come about of it. That's just what I've heard, that something will happen, but we don't know exactly what it is. Now, interested to see if you guys agree or what you think could happen most likely. Zainu's got to be the most likely, you know, output here. I think that there's just like, it's just too hard to get rid of Jin. It's too hard to get rid of Zero. These guys are just winners. And obviously Zainu's a winner too, but it's just one of those where, you know, it's the new guy. And obviously I don't think it's treated as equal. And maybe, you know, Zainu can find himself on another roster at the end of this. We'll just have to wait and see what comes about. But do want to give a shout out to Jen for playing it cool and obviously not slandering or anything. You know, we're just going to have to wait and see. Also wanted to mention that Sweet has come out with a little bit of confusion with some of these players, I guess, being approached from the NRG roster, Nathan, Guild, Sweet, and Sven as well. And I think Shiny as well, also about getting a little bit of a new organization interest in mind. And a lot of people have been approached apparently, but they are a little bit confused as to what might be the legal you know, negotiations here. Now Sweet wants to clarify this, that they are still looking for a team, they're still looking for organizations, and they might even go separate ways. But if you are an existing organization in Apex, he says, feel free to DM or message me on Discord or Twitter. Also, all the boys are complete free agents carrying a $0 buyout. This is crazy to see how cheap this is. I mean, it is not a very easy thing to do, to come across these level of players, these talented of players, and they're free. They are $0 in buyout. I mean, there's just, that's very unheard of. We also have to mention that E6 is deciding to make a change. K Swinney posted this earlier. It's been a wonderful run, 5 lands together with my duo for the past 2 years. I love you, brother, and hope you're going to keep farming. Thank you for trusting me. Take care. Slayers obviously was the one to post that all good things must come to an end. I've made the hard decision to part ways with E6, unfortunately. I've been with E6 from the start, and basically I have grown so much over the past 3 years. I'm so thankful and very lucky to have E6 to call my home. I wish you all nothing but the best for the future, and thank you to Sineska as well for supporting me from the very start, for being a close friend and the best coach. Got nothing but love for K Swinney as my duo for the past 2 years. Thank you for believing me and all this stuff. Sadly, he will be moving on to a new roster, and it sucks to see, because, you know, you like the storylines, you like the duos, you like the I've been playing together with, you know, for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it may be. You know, you hate to see new rosters form in that sense, but you do like to see new rosters form for the sake of, you know, playing against old teammates and maybe beef, maybe, you know, drama or anything like that. Of course, it makes good storylines as well, but you hate to see E6 will be splitting up as well from Slayers. Also wanted to mention that Black Hand is still looking for a team as well. Same organization or same, issue as NRG to somewhat, but basically this one isn't because NRG is leaving. It's actually because they are basically trying to renew their contract, and Black Hand is trying to give them the best opportunity. And Black Hand said, look, if there's a better opportunity, you guys deserve it. Black Hand has been nothing but a good organization for these guys, and I'm excited to see if Black Hand decides to stay around. I spoke with the co-founder the other day, and very good guy. Also spoke with Strafing Flame. He's going to be on the channel pretty soon with an interview regarding even his takes on some of these roster changes that are taking place as well. But nonetheless, we'll see if they have an organization to represent them pretty soon. But this is a team you got to look out for, man. APAC South's finest, the triple MNK players. These guys have really been showing up and giving a name for themselves at champs, being that they have no controller player still and still rolling over teams. It's insane. Also wanted to mention Enoch in a little bit. I mean, this has been a hot topic since yesterday's video. Luda came out and basically said that, if you're not a T1 pro player right now, you might as well just give up on playing Apex to some degree, because you're just simply not going to get paid. If you don't have a T1 org, you're not going to get paid. If you're not a T1 player, you're not going to get paid. And it's just almost like a dying game as far as the esports scene goes. And obviously that's, a little bit of paraphrasing there, but a lot of people are disagreeing with even Enoch having a backup plan in this ALGS scene. Might as well be planning for failure, he says, because if you give it your all for as long as you can manage and it doesn't work out, it is a problem that can be solved in that moment. I don't give failure my attention and energy, but even people are saying, look, this is L advice. You should basically be going into it with no backup plan, because this is your only plan. You're going to give it your all. And even if you have a backup plan, it correlates to having self-doubt and all this stuff. So interested to see what you guys think about that, and if Apex is even worth grinding for. That's been the hot topic for quite some time. Let me know what you guys think down below about all the roster updates and discussions, and what do you think is going on with DarkZero, man? It is a big cloud of God knows what. I mean, we hear things and it's like, yes, it seems like they're gonna make a change. Jin makes it sound like they might not make a change. Obviously Jin's probably a little bit more trustworthy source since he's actually there, but I haven't heard for sure that there's gonna be zero change whatsoever to the roster as far as even the coach. I mean, maybe there's a new coach change, maybe there's a new change for Zainu or something like that, but interesting to see what you guys think it might actually turn out to be. It's going to be a crazy one, because there's still the powerhouse roster, and there's a lot of powerhouse players out there that you could draw from. Until the next time, I will see you all later, Gators.